Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Opel Omega car. The Opel Omega A has seen its best years, just like its smaller sister, the Vectra A. Despite this, there are still well-maintained examples on the market, but they are few and far between. The top sports versions are worthy of special attention, but those willing to buy them must expect much higher prices. The latter name was not accidental, as the car was tweaked by the British company Lotus. In addition to the characteristic bumpers, spoiler and double exhaust system tip from the Evolution 500 version, it stood out with a 377 horsepower, 3.6-liter engine and sensational performance. The first 100 appeared on the speedometer after 5.4 seconds. The limousine accelerated to 283 kilometers per hour. At the turn of the 80s and 90s, most cars had petrol engines, and diesel versions were only a token addition to the offer. Omega is no exception. Not only is the choice of diesels modest, but they are also not very dynamic. The 73 horsepower naturally aspirated version reaches the first 100 in 19 seconds. The most powerful turbocharged version does it in 15 seconds. Forget about any overtaking faults. They mainly occur in supercharged versions. The most problems are caused by a heavily used turbocharger, and there may also be failures of accessories. Most diesel models have seen their best days. There are more petrol engines on the market, although finding a well-maintained one will be a challenge. In engines powered by more refined fuel, the V-belt breaks prematurely or the coolant pump fails. Before buying an Omega A, make sure to check whether the engine is not suffering from oil leaks, especially around the connection to the gearbox. If you want to enjoy acceptable performance, choose a version with at least 150 HP under the hood. More demanding customers should opt for the R6 engine with more than 200 HP. However, you will have to travel to Germany for such a car. As befits a solid German limousine, station wagon, all versions of the Opel Omega A are rear-wheel drive. There is a choice of a 5-speed manual gearbox and a 4-speed automatic. The exception is the Lotus Omega, in which the torque is transferred to the wheels via a 6-speed manual gearbox. The front suspension is of course McPherson struts, and at the rear there is a system of independent wishbones. The biggest problem with the Opel Omega A is the omnipresent corrosion. It appears mainly on the rear wheel arches, sills, lower door edges, and floor. Don't count on finding a model that hasn't been painted. Practically every Omega A has had major or minor bodywork repairs. Well, Opel at that time couldn't effectively protect its cars from rust. What else should you check before buying this German machine? First of all, the play and the steering gear. In many cases, the rack and pinion will be ready for regeneration, and immediately. Due to the advanced age of the design, you need to pay attention to leaks. It's not just about oil leaks from the engine or gearbox, but also about leaks in the cooling and brake systems. Regardless of the condition of your brake lines, it is better to replace them as a preventative measure. After all, safety comes first. The suspension of the Opel Omega A is a strong and durable structure, but nothing lasts forever. Many cars will require a general overhaul. It will not end with replacing the wishbone pins or stabilizer links. You will also have to invest in shock absorbers, springs, and maybe even new wishbones. In the electrical system, the most common failures are the electric windows, central locking, and fuel pump relay. Opel Omega A users complain about the poor quality of the interior finish. The plastics creak terribly, in some copies they even tend to crack. You can also have reservations about the upholstery, which wears out too quickly. Year after year, fewer and fewer Opel Omega A models are seen on the roads. This is not only due to the car's advanced age, but also to its poor protection against corrosion. The rust eats it up in the blink of an eye. Added to this is the severely outdated styling. The Omega looks archaic and unattractive. One can also complain about the poor quality of the materials in the interior. The car has a lot of advantages though. Thanks to its simple, flail-like construction, failures are rare. If something breaks, buying a cheap replacement won't be a problem. You can fix most failures yourself. Top-of-the-range engines guarantee good performance, and the suspension, despite its hard characteristics, effectively eliminates bumps. The huge space, not only in the luggage compartment but also in the passenger compartment, is also important. A small move is no problem for the Omega A. The ridiculously low price is also important. Thanks for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate my video. If you know of any problems with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to write about them in the comments.